Greetings, YouTube. Former GOP House Speaker Dennis Hastert was sentenced to 15 months in prison for structuring bank withdrawals after a hearing in which individual D took the stand identifying himself as a 53-year-old Scott Cross and described Hastert's abuse. Now, why am I leading this way? Because while he's going to prison for 15 months for violating structured banking laws, in the process, it has come forth that Hastert has admitted to abusing boys on his wrestling team. Now, this happened a long time ago. Statute of limitations has run out. So he's scot-free. He is not going to serve a day in jail for actually having abused any minors. But the thing that gets me the most is the number of politicians that backed Hastert when the allegations began to fly at him. Then there were actually 60 GOP politicians who backed him in writing. 20 of them retracted their support after things began to smell a little off. But there had to have been people who knew this was going on. And why do I say that? Because he was a coach of a wrestling team. Nothing wrong with that. He set up a lazy boy recliner in the locker room so that it could face the showers. So he could sit there and watch naked teenage boys shower. When asked why this was going on, Hastert replied that it was to keep the boys from fighting. To keep the boys from fighting. And it didn't send up any red flags for anyone. Woo, 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 woo. No alarms went off. When a grown-ass man is sitting in a recliner, in a shower, in a locker room, watching naked teenage boys shower. Nobody thought this was weird. Bullshit. He didn't get away with this alone. There had to have been people who knew, and they remained quiet. Now, how do I know that this kind of behavior can happen? That someone can know that abuse is taking place and they do nothing? Because I've encountered it. I met a woman who was tangentially related to our family, friend of a friend kind of thing, in our social circle, someone I saw on a regular basis. She, in fact, was a teacher, someone that is tasked with making sure that the children under her care are kept safe. She was retired at the time this information came forward to me. But she asked, when I commented, made a casual comment, she says, I always suspected something was going on. This woman knew that something was going on in my household when it came to physical abuse. And she did nothing. She didn't talk to anyone. She didn't drop a dime. Nothing. So I know that this behavior exists. And I have to tell you, from a personal point of view, it was devastating to hear that there was someone out there who could have thrown me a lifeline and instead walked away and let me fucking drown. So, imagine all those boys exposed to a sexual predator while he sits in that chair and shops for his next victim. Think how they feel. Hastert's a predator. He may be too old to prey at anyone now, but that doesn't erase what he did in the past. And a whole lot of people helped him get away with it. And it's disgusting. And he's admitted to doing it. There's nothing that we can do. Another example of how no one believes victims, no one supports victims, no one reaches out and helps victims, because society doesn't want to deal with this. Well, it's time for society to realize it has to. So talk about your victimization. Talk about the people who have harassed you, who have sexually assaulted you, who have raped you. Don't let them hide. Don't let them continue to perpetrate their crimes. We can stop them. We have to speak out, and society has to support the victims rather than the victimizer.